so happy that you're back. Before we get started, let me remind you of the Paper Pumpkin, November 10th. Last time you can order for this one. It's gingerbread tags. They look adorable, I believe. I'm just guessing just by this. So if you want to be part of my private group, order from me. I will put the description in the bar below. I'm using the Curvy Christmas. Yes, it is a special. It is coming soon. I think it's today. Hopefully you can find the bundle. You will not be able to get it for too very long, so you might want to grab it. I'm just going to do some real simple stamping with this. You're going to love it. It is so adorable. Let's see. Let me get some things in here. And just a reminder, if you have not already participated with my private Paper Party Palace group on Facebook, I hope you'll join me. All right, this is cinnamon cider cardstock using just a standard size. You know, the ones that's 11 by 4 1/4. And I'm just kind of deciding what background I'm going to use on it. Ouch. And I believe I chose, yep. Just Jade. These are my 2 new cardstocks. Really pretty color. Loving the Just Jade. So it's 5 1/4 by 4 inches. And we got a nice little mat that we can use. We're going to make this really easy. I love being able to use my stamp sets to be able to make a nice DSP. I mean, the stamp set should be able to do that for you. And I do that a lot. So, you know, that's nothing new, right? Look at all the beautiful stamps that are in there. Really nice. It's really difficult to pick one. All right, now getting a acrylic block that's going to fit this, and I don't really have one big enough, but I'm going to use, try to figure out where I'm going to stamp this at. I think that's the hardest part. Let's see how I like it. And I'm going to use Just Jade ink. Yeah, you know what happens here, right? It's because I didn't want to get ink all over the place. I finally realized I didn't have anything to stamp on. And I have a horrible time about keeping that ink. Believe it or not, after all was said and done, I walked away and started doing some crocheting, and I had ink all over my hands. I don't even know how I do it. Now I messed up. What do? We turn it over because there are 2 sides. Try it again. All right. Much better. Isn't that pretty? It's just, yeah, much better than that. It makes such a pretty, pretty decoration on it. And so I'm just going to go up and down on this and leaving some space for where I want to put a sentiment. And just trying to follow the guidelines that are there. Now watch when I pick it up. Eventually I pick it up. There we go. Now see how it just kind of flows. It looks good. I'm reorganizing this so that I get a different portion of the curve. And it's just so many things you can do with this. I'm doing it horizontally, but I think vertically would be kind of fun too. I think I might try one that way. So I am just getting all prepared for the holidays and getting all my Christmas cards made and done and trying to inspire you all. And I don't know if, or I should say, I don't remember if I've talked to you about why I feel it's important. One of the things that really affects me is not being able to have something to do. Isn't that just so cute? It's just so cute. I love it. I really need to have a purpose. You know, once you get to a certain point, if you don't, it doesn't work for me. So now I'm just going to put in some little snowflakes all over. So I'm going to fill it up with the smaller stamps. I have a few smaller stamps in here. It's just really works out nicely for making your own designs. Back to what I was saying, I had to stop working because I have anxiety and depression. And for a long time, it just really bothered me that I wasn't able to do what I trained to do. And I knew, because of being a therapist, a recreation therapist, I knew that by not having something that made me get up in the morning, it was not good for me. And eventually, and I was seeing a psychologist too, so don't, that's important as well, and working through some stuff. But just having something, and when I found that by doing some videos and inspiring other people to do things, it gave me purpose. And it's grown so much for me that I am just excited at the fact that I still find this to be a goal for me. And I think that by making the cards, doing the scrapbook layouts, and just creating, I'm making presents for other people, but it gives me something that has purpose. And I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know. If you understand, just let me know in the comments that you understand what I'm talking about, so that I can feel like I'm expressing myself well. So part of what I like to do when I'm creating is thinking about who this is going to go to and how much I want my intention into what I'm creating, going into this and making it send love almost, just to get people to have that when they open it up and look at it, just say, oh, this is so pretty, she thought of me when she made it, that kind of thing. I don't know, I'm just babbling on. I probably should just put the music. That's it. So there are several different little tiny things that you can put on here. I am now going to just stamp the sentiment, which will be Merry Christmas. Simple, right? But you think if just the snowflakes and the little sparkles on it, it could be any sentiment. So any sentiment that you had works. It can work for this. Doesn't have to say Merry Christmas. Could say Happy Birthday, especially if you have a birthday in the holiday time. I know what that's like. I'm just going to add some, there's a star, there's a little sparkle, and there's a snowflake. So I'm just going to add that through before I cut it. And I believe I'm going to be using one of my punches. I love my punches. They just work so well. It's quicker than the die cuts, although I do like die cutting some stuff. There are some things that we have that a punch would not work because it's too big. Okay. Stamping off and using the second generation stamp and the third one. I'll bring this up and show you what that looks like up close and personal. I'm just wiping off my stamps before, because that's the reason why I get it all over my hands. I'm just looking for my punch right now. There it is. I think it's Storybook. No, Everyday Label. Sorry. Just finding that right exactly where I want it to pop out. And snowflake embellishments, the little teeny tiny. It's I'm using the take your pick tool. I think that's what it is. I'm not sure. And just trying to get under it to lift it up so that I can place them on the snowflakes on the card. Just for, I mean, if you have little shiny stuff, I think anything would work. And every place there was a snowflake is where I placed it. Get the ink out of the way, because dang, I always end up putting my hand in it. Just looking for the ribbon. I go with the Just Jade ribbon, which is we call it the In Color for 2021. And it matches the cardstock. So there's usually, oh, and this is where I have such trouble with the darn thing that's on there. I actually get the little pin in there, but the thing is it gets attached to the ribbon and I can't seem to get a handle on it. Just drove me crazy. I finally give up and get the scissors out. So I'm like, why? Why are you giving me such a hard time? Now I can't even get under to get the ribbon, the cellophane off. I don't know if anybody else films, but if you do, you definitely, like you go to do this on your own and it's fine, but when you're filming, it's like, forget it. Finally. Yay. Now I'm just doing, I don't know what they call this, but I'm doing like a little zigzag with the ribbon. I'm liking this look. And then I'm going to place it under where I want the sentiment. And try to get some, oh, this is another one that drove me crazy. Try to get some tape on there, double-sided tape. And I just want a little bit because I don't want to go overboard. And Like, I know it's right there. And it's like, oh, please, you're driving me crazy. And it's just enough underneath it to make it interesting. Pop it off the card. Remember, when you go to mail these, you're going to have to check with the mailman to make sure that they're going to go through without any hitch. I sent out something, and my husband had he was like, "What do you mean you're going to have to pay extra? It's hardly anything here." And I said, "Trust me, just check, because I don't want it coming back to me. I want it to get out there." And he's like, "Oh, no, it's not going to be." Well, all right, I'll check. And when he came back, he goes, "You were right." I'm like, "Yes, I know." Why would I make this stuff up? I was like, I just sit around and arbitrarily make up things about. Oh, I don't know. The post office. Now, I am one known to make stories for kids and just to be funny, but, I wasn't trying to be funny. Isn't it cute? I love it. Of course, now I have to attach it to the to the main card, otherwise it's just the front. So I'm going to use some glue. This is multi-purpose glue, and once it finally starts to come out, you only need a little bit. Yeah, I've been using this one a lot with getting ready with craft fairs and what have you. So if you didn't know, I have Facebook Lives on my channel, on my Facebook page, which is Maryanne Mott, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator USA. Or you can join my private group, which is Paper Party Palace. Dun, 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 dun. Isn't that cute? I just love it. Thumbs up if you like it. Okay, now to number 2, because I like this so much, I need to make another one. And trying to get the stickies on some of these bags are really, really good. So I wasn't quite sure what was going on with that one. Okay, so let's get set up for the second one. This time, we're going to use the Just Jade again, and just checking out it's 5.5 one way, and 4, we're going to score it at 4 1/4 the other direction. And look, I did it right this time. I didn't cut it in half. Sometimes I do that. Folding it over and burnishing. There we go. We have our card base. Dun, 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 dun. Now, we need a layer. I'm going to use a specialty. Good Tidings, I think this is. It's a 6x6 paper. I'm just going to give a real quick look to see if there's something else I want to use, but I think this is the one. Is that it? I believe so, because I like the way the green and the white background go with this, with the Just Jade. Excuse me. So that looks to be right. It's about 5 inches, so I'm going to go 4 this way. Yep, makes a nice layer. We're just going to throw that puppy down. Oh no, we're not going to throw puppies. See, I turned it around, and now I got to remember which way it went. Yep, there we go. Believe it or not, I had a direction I wanted it to go. I just realized I wanted to put some ribbon on it. So I'm going to put some regular Scotch tape, believe it or not. I had some right there. I didn't have to go hunting for it. And I'm going to attach it to both ends of my ribbon. and then right to, about 3/4 of the way down on the layer. I'm going to try to get this to sit pretty much equal. It's okay if it doesn't. You can adjust it a little. See? You can adjust it. And then once you lay it down on it, it's a little loose, but that's okay. I'm going to get some glue dots from my paper pumpkin pack. I have, see, that's paper pumpkin glue dots. And they're really tiny. And you might say, oh my gosh, I don't think I can handle that. It's really easy with the pick. And you just pull off the backing, and they're really strong. Seriously, they really are. I had a little trouble with this backing coming off. There we go. And then it looked a little off, so I kind of just adjusted it a little bit. But it works. Then I'm going to take a secondary one. And I'm just going to make a knot. So just a knot. Of course, I got to fuss with the knot for a little bit before I go on, right? Of course I do. Okay, let's get this out of the way. Let's put that to the side and work on my sentiment. Again, this is another one that could be a plain, ordinary card. Doesn't have to be a holiday card, just if you like the coloring. Now I'm going to cut 2 of these. This is the Everyday Label die punch. Now I cut out 2, but as it turned out, I thought about doing something and I didn't need to, but it's all right. Wait, it's right there, there for the next time. I'm going to take the Merry Christmas again, if I can find it. I'm sure you're here. Where are you? There we go. And I'm using an alternate color. I think I decided to do this one. Yeah, so that it stands out. And I just used whatever cherry cobbler I had. I don't have real red. So I go with what I have. That's what you should do. Okay, cleaned it off because the red will drive you crazy, let me tell you. It gets all over the place. Now this is holly boughs. And I'm just going to do the stamping, the second generation stamping on this with the holly boughs. It really looks nice. And I use the Just Jade because that's going to match the card. And I think I changed my mind. I'm almost positive I did. Yep. I decided to go with a smaller banner. See that one? That one might be Storybook. I don't remember. You can see it is a smaller. It only has the curved sides. Okay. And where did I put that? You can see it makes a really nice edging. Don't need the second one. I'm going to pop it up because that makes it look cool. And I'm putting 4 dimensionals, but I'm leaving room for where the ribbon can sit in the center. And I'm taking my little knot. And of course, I have to fuss with it because I wasn't happy. Just the way it is for me, what can I tell you? And I'm going to retie it. And all it is tying a knot. And making a decision of where I wanted it. I'm going to put several little glue dots on top of each other. Yes, I have regular glue dots, but these are right here. And you get so many in the pack that why not? Why waste them? I can use them. It works. Except for the fact that right now I can't seem to get the darn thing off. It'll come eventually. It goes. There it goes. Come on. There. Nice. Pick up the other one and off we go. And the little glue dot works. Right like that. Bring this up. Ta-da! Isn't that cute? I love it. We bring in the other one and I'll bring you down close, real close so you can see it. I hope you enjoyed this. Please give me a thumbs up if you like what you saw and you want to see more. I'm going to be making these on Wednesday. Follow how we do the lamination on this. It's going to be cute. That'll be on my Facebook Live group at Paper Party Palace. I think there's I think I have a spider on my, it's on the corner there. It's like, yeah, there's leftovers from Halloween. Let me bring you in close. If you like what you saw and you want to see more, please subscribe and hit the bell so that you get notified every time I do upload. I thank you so very much for being here. Share with those you care. Happy crafting. Boink.